Hello, welcome back to the channel. We're doing more Vintage Cube Draft on Arena. And let's see, what do we have in our opening pack? We've got a lot of good lands. Gala Shrine, Steam Vents, and Tropical Island. Then we have no power or anything, but there are some pretty good cards. There's Badgermole Cub, Inquisition of Kozilek, Malevolent Rumble. Everything's pretty cheap, a lot of cheap cards, which, you know, I'm a fan of. So what do I want to do today? I think Badgermole Cub is just the inherently strongest card in the pack. You can just pair it with a bunch of mana dorks, make an obscene amount of mana, and then just go crazy. Maybe you have some card draw, stuff like, I don't know, Quantum Riddler or something like that. You do the standard thing. I do also like the dual lands, Trop and Steam Vents, more specifically. I like being in the teamer space, but no reason I can't take Badgermole Cub and still be in that kind of 3 or 4 color space. I like Inquisition of Kozilek quite a bit, but you know, we just drafted a blue-black tempo deck, so maybe trying something a little bit different. And there's also Malevolent Rumble, but yeah, I think Badgermole Cub is a nice place to start. Okay. Next pack. Well, there is a Lion's Eye Diamond if you wanted to do something fun like that, but with the Badgermole Cub, it doesn't seem like we're going to go in that direction. The only green card in the pack is a Tireless Provisioner, which is not a bad card by any stretch, but I think it's something that we could easily wheel. Some good red cards with Dragon's Reach Channeler and the Fiery Confluence. Skyclaved Staff is good white cards. There's Enduring Curiosity too. Probably just going to take a Flooded Strand. It's not a green fetch, but generally fetches are just pretty good. And this leaves me a little bit more open. Like, the Badgermole Cub is a fine pack one, pick one, but it's not something I super want to commit to. This Flooded Strand leaves us much more flexible. So let's go ahead and take that. All right. So there is a natural order if we wanted to just go all in on the green thing. There's also Quantum Riddler, Utopia Sprawl. I don't know. I kind of have a soft spot for Quantum Riddler. I think this card is just excellent. You just get to draw so many cards. And oftentimes in Cube, you just kind of dump out your hand with fast mana or whatever, or cheap spells. And then with this, you can just refuel, and then you have inevitability in the late game. So I could take Natural Order and try to force like a mono green, you know, Natural Order out of Crater Hoof or whatever. But with the Flooded Strand, I think we can afford to be a couple of colors. Maybe we can wheel that Tropical Island. I'm not sure. I'm just going to take Quantum Riddler. There's also a Luris. I think Luris is also very interesting. But why are you playing Badgermole Cub in your Luris deck, right? I'm just going to take Quantum Riddler. Ooh, Ignoble Hierarch just seems absolutely perfect for this kind of strategy if we're going to be Simic. I do also like the Spara's Headquarters. You can be fetched off of our Flooded Strand, taps for both of our colors. But I think that finding the critical mass of 1-drops in like your green X decks, specifically the mana dorks, is pretty important to success. And this is probably among the better ones because it taps for green and blue. Like this, and also Birds of Paradise. Let's see, other than that, I mean, the Spara's Headquarters wheeling would be sweet. Thundertrap Trainer. Yeah, but I'm just going to take Noble Hierarch. Really liking the start. Okay, so now we have Time Warp, Might Form Harmonizer, Spyglass Siren, I guess. There is an Underground Sea. I just wish this was a blue-green land. Shifting Woodland can be interesting. I kind of like taking the Time Warp here. Obviously, it's no Time Walk. This is, you know, 2.5 times more expensive to cast. But, you know, you can still just play a bunch of stuff and then hopefully make it to your next turn, and then Time Warp, and then they probably just lose. You could take an Underground Sea to spec on a black splash, but I don't know. not really feeling that. Also, Spyglass Siren doesn't really fit this archetype, I don't think. Heritage Reclamation's an okay sideboard card. Shifting Woodland's pretty good. I'm just going to take that Time Warp, though. Okay, not too much in this pack. There are some pretty good Rakdos cards. We got Blood Crypt, Underdog, Spyro, Core Steel Cutter, Pyrokinesis. There is also a Scythecat Cub if we wanted to do that. I think I'm just going to take the Zagoth Triome. Like, before, we had a decent playable with Time Warp to take over the Underground Sea, but now I'm not so sure that Scythecat Cub is really where I want to be. I mean, it's an okay card, but I'd rather open myself up to now being maybe like a Sultai deck. Okay, I'm just going to take Elvish Mystic here, another 1-mana Dork, so that way I can play my spells more ahead of schedule, play a lower land count. That's why I kind of like taking these. There's also Nissa and Sheldock Isle, but yeah, Elvish Mystic for sure. All right, there's Nissa Who Shakes the World, one of the best reasons to be in green in the cube. It's just an incredibly strong Planeswalker, applies a lot of pressure, and ramps your mana like crazy. So yeah, definitely going to take Nissa. Now we're going to want to maximize our forests as much as possible. So really hoping I wheel that Tropical Island. I kind of doubt that's going to happen, but we'll see. There's also Boseiju. Boseju's cool. Take Nissa. Come on. And we didn't get it. As expected, the Trop and the Steam Vents got taken, but there is a Malevolent Rumble, which is just an excellent green spell. It's like the Green Ponder. Really nice card selection. Okay. The Tyler's Provisioner did, in fact, wheel. Enduring Curiosity could be interesting with like all the mana dorks, and then you flash this in, and then you just draw a bunch of cards. But like I said, I kind of want to try to be as green as possible with the Nissa, and we didn't wheel the Tropical Island. So maybe the blue splash is going to be very light at best. I'm just going to take the Provisioner. Okay, Natural Order wheeled. Utopia Sprawl also wheeled, which, I mean, that's good and all, but I think this wheeling is a sign, and green seems to be incredibly open. So I think we can do a little bit more shenanigans. If we were trying to splash around a bit more, I could take the Utopia Sprawl, but I think we're trying to lean more in this direction. Okay, Sparta's Headquarters wheeled. I like that. So maybe not the Time Warp, but the Quantum Riddler could be an easy splash. I like that. Oh yeah, green is just incredibly open. Let's see, Mightform Harbinizer, Heritage Reclamation. These are both fine. I guess I don't know how reliably I'm going to turn on Delirium. I'm just going to take the Shifting Woodland. Okay, and Scythecat Cub wheeled. That's nice. Yeah, green is just so open. So glad we picked the right lane. So now it's a matter of we just need to find good Natural Order targets. And yeah, last pick Nissa. Okay. Yeah, we're so in. Okay. So what do we have here in this pack? We got some good cards. We got Mana Crypt, Ouroboros, Earthbender Ascension, and Llanowar Elves. So let's take a look. I mean, Mana Crypt is still going to be a good card even in this kind of archetype, because normally, like, say Moxen, for instance, are just a touch weaker in mono green because you already have so many mana dorks. But this Mana Crypt being able to power out like Nissa, Tireless Provisioner on turn 1, or you play like Mana Crypt and then a Mana Dork, and then you can immediately power out a Nissa on turn 2. That's pretty strong. Ouroboros and Llanowar Elves are pretty good cards too. But green was so open, I wouldn't be surprised if I wheeled like all 3 of these cards. So I'm just going to take the higher upside pick with the Mana Crypt here. All right, now what do we see? There's a lot of good options. Okay, there's a Misty, Once Upon a Time, Ulvenwald Oddity, Mana Vault, and Oko. All pretty good cards. I don't know how reliable the Blue Splash is really going to be, so I think we can rule out Oko. Once Upon a Time is kind of cracked. Is this a Mana Vault deck? I mean, yeah, kind of. Now I can just power out, like, again, powering out an early Nissa, but now, because I have Mana Crypt and Mana Vault, I should be able to just take more expensive cards more freely, because normally you can't really do that in Cube. Like, you kind of need to short up the early part of your curve first, but now we kind of already have that, and it's a bunch of mana ramp, so I think you just take this and play big boys, and that's pretty much it. And something will wheel for sure. I'm going to take Mana Vault. Okay, so not much. Elspeth is cracked. Elspeth is just absolutely ridiculous. I could play that and maybe find, maybe wheel the Savannah. Michelangelo is okay. It's a bit more of an aggressive card. I'm not entirely sure that I want that necessarily. So there's both Teferis, which is fun. I could spec on a Savannah, but I could just take Sin. It is a natural order target, which is okay. It's like an okay natural order target. It's a big dummy. Buys back your permanent cards. Okay, sure. I guess I could just take that. This pack is not the strongest for sure. All right, now we're talking. Now we got some good stuff. I mean, I'm going to take Gaia's Cradle. It just has the most explosive potential. With all of our, cheap creatures, mana dorks, you could accelerate into my more expensive cards or whatever. And yeah, everything else here is great. I mean, we got Generous Ent, Formidable Speaker, Mutagen Man, and Springheart Nantuko. I would be happy with any of these. I think these are all excellent. But yeah, let's just take the Gaia's Cradle. Okay, now we've got Sylvan Caryatid, Saz Chocobo, Scrap Shooter. So could take more ramp with the Caryatid, but I think I need to take a little bit more chunk for the deck. Saz Chocobo, we don't really have those kind of combos going on with Fast Bond and Fetch Lands and that sort of thing. So I think I'm just going to take Scrap Shooter. A little boring, but Artifacted Enchantment, hey, the main deck's a 3-mana 4/4 with Reach. Just a good raid. You can play it early, like on turn 2. Sure. Totally fine. Totally serviceable. All right. I'm just going to take Surak here. There are some lands which can help quote-unquote splash, like Sin and Quantum Riddler, but I don't know if I really necessarily need to do that, and Surak is just an excellent card at making sure all of my cards stick, or at least if they don't, the opponent has to 2-for-1 themselves. So yeah, I think I'm going to take a nice threat over the fixing, because again, I think being mono green is going to be ideal here. Well, there's a Fast Bond if I wanted to do that, but I don't know. No guarantee I'm going to find a Crucible of Worlds. I think it's just more consistent and stronger if I just take a bop. Birds of Paradise. Again, the more 1-mana dorks I have, the better my 3-drop slot gets. So that's why I'm kind of taking 3-drops a little bit more highly, because the ideal is that you play a 1-drop and then play a 3-drop on the next turn immediately. All right, let's take Birds of Paradise. Channel. Channel's kind of fun. I mean, there is also an Endurance. You could splash a Leovold here. Look, it's not the best plan in the world. I don't necessarily love Channel, but man, the upside is so incredibly high. And if we are going to be, I think we're basically going to be mono green at this point. Yeah, let's take Channel. Let's see if we can do some stupid stuff. All right, we wheeled Earthbender Ascension and Llanowar Elves as expected. I'm just going to default to taking the Mana Dork. Okay, we wheeled Once Upon a Time and Ulvenwald Oddity. We need some chunk. I get it. But Once Upon a Time is just absolutely cracked. It smooths out so many of your draws, especially because it can get a little weird, because if I'm playing 4 Mana Dorks and a Mana Vault and a Mana Crypt, I'm probably going to play 13 lands or something like that. So you might have hands where you have like 3 Mana Dorks and no land, and you can keep it with the Once Upon a Time. It's a little risky, but that's how it goes. So, all right, so I could take the Endstone. We can ramp this out so easily and then just like draw our deck. Yeah, I don't know about Michelangelo. I don't think this is the deck for it. You could spec on a whatever. All right. Anyway, Formidable Speaker versus a Mutagen Man. This, I wish I had more time to think about this one. Formula Speaker can grab anything, I guess. Maybe that's more... Yeah, it's probably more versatile. Mutagen Man is good, though. Okay, Sylvan Caryatid. Alright, I need just big chunkers. Ooh, Crucible Wield. Huh. Alright, well... Oh, whoa. Hold up. We have Crucible Fast Bond. All of a sudden, we just have that combo. Very nice. Alright. Huh. That is interesting. So, we can go Pseudo Infinite with a fetch land, but unfortunately, this fetch land is probably not making the deck. I don't know. I'll keep this in my back pocket since we were just handed the combo. Alright. Anyway, opening pack. All right, perfect. We needed a big chunky boy. We needed a good natural order target. We needed a good ramp target. Vaultborn Tyrant just checks all those boxes. This card is excellent. Very, very strong. And then the more big boys we play, the better it gets, which is exactly what we're trying to do in this last pack, because we have like the early part of the curve ready to go. Now we just need to focus on the rest of the deck. So yeah, Vaultborn Tyrant, get in there. Okay. Now we have not a lot. There's a Tameo, which I can use to find stuff. There is a Bristly Bill, so we can go more all in on the +1/+1 counters with our land drops. We do have a Fast Bond, but like I said earlier, we're gonna have a very low land count. So I'm gonna just cut this package for now. Okay, so that being said, this pack kind of is not great, honestly. I could splash black for Terra Sunder, but I don't really have an easy way to splash black, necessarily. I guess I just take Bristly Bill. I need, like, more big boys. Oh, boy. There it is. The biggest boy himself. Craterhoof Behemoth. This is just perfect. This is exactly what we wanted. I really wish we had Ouroborid, but that's okay. All right, so... we did pass on a lot of chunky like 4 and 5 drops already, like Ouroborid and Ulvenwald Oddity. I think those would be a nice bridge from this early part of the game to the late game. But why do you need a mid game when you just play Dorks and then play Craterhoof and then just win, right? So yeah, definitely gonna take that. We can probably have some turn 2 wins easily with this deck, you know, in an ideal situation. Okay, so not too much here. There is a Tifa, but we're just not doing that necessarily. I mean, the best card in this pack is Fable, but that doesn't seem very likely that we're going to do that. I don't know. This pack is kind of a wash, unfortunately. I'll just take Fable. I don't know. It's not great. Primetime? Yeah. I like that. Big chunker. There is also a 6. 6 is really good, but we already have a ton of 3s. Again, I just need some more of those like mid to late game-ish cards. Like the chunkers. Not like the mega chunkers where you're like cheating them, but just the ones where you kind of can naturally play them with just like a couple mana dorks. So Primetime is going to be really good for that. You can find our Gaia's Cradle for a more explosive follow-up turn. Yeah, let's go ahead and take good old Primetime here. Okay. I mean, Figure of Fable, you can kind of treat this like a big chonker, because if you play it, you can play it early, but you can also play it on turn when you have like 5 mana and immediately it's like a 5 mana 4/5. And then it threatens to just become this monster that has protection from everything. And the rest of the pack is not great. There is a Lava Spur Boots, which you can use to haste out stuff, but I'd rather take another threat. Okay. Hey, we have too many mana dorks, not enough chunk. It's definitely a problem with this deck. And I don't have anything I can really power out with a channel either. I mean, you can power out Endstone. I guess that's interesting because you negate the life loss. Anyway, I guess I could take either Fanatic. I'm just going to take Keen-Eyed Curator. I think this is also good. Kind of counts as like, it could count as like a 5 or 6 drop because you could play it and then immediately do the thing. Oh, Essaga's Chariot. Okay, Essaga's Chariot is perfect. It's exactly the kind of card I want to see in this range of the curve in like the 4 and 5 mana slot. There is a Wasteland 2, which we have Crucible of Worlds. I get that, but I don't think that's going to be our main game plan. Okay, I mean, I did wheel the Ren in 6, but I don't know. I don't think that's great. Is this a Memory Jar deck? So we can reload our hand. I don't know. I mean, I'll take it. It might be interesting, actually. Because you can reload your hand and then just have an explosive turn, and then your opponent can't take advantage. Okay, there's a Cauldron Complete. This is, like, not terrible. It doesn't have lifelink, though. Terra Sunder maybe just has some more artifact hate. I'll take Terra Sunder for the sideboard. Okay, Restless Vinestalk. I could still splash this Quantum Riddler. It wouldn't be like... Oh, wait. No, there's a Golos. What am I doing? Yeah, let's just take Golos. Because that can find Gaia's Cradle. It's also an artifact for the Shifting Woodland, which is relevant. Take Tifa, not going to play her. And Sowing Mycospawn is also excellent. Really good card to wheel here. Wistfulness is fine too. I like that. But we already have some artifact hate. I'm just going to take the Sowing Mycospawn. It can find our Gaia's Cradle. It can find other good cards. Wield the Lava Spur Boots. I actually kind of like that. We'll see. Last Pick Fanatic. Yeah, green was just so ridiculously open. All right. I think this deck actually ended up coming together. We got enough chunky stuff in like the 4 and 5 mana slot. I would love to splash Quantum Riddler, but I don't think we need to do that. Sin, I don't think we need it. We already have pretty good natural red targets, so yeah, I don't think that's necessary. I'm just going to cut all these lands too. So 17 lands is obviously way too much. I can easily play like 13 lands and possibly even less. So let's see. I mean, we got Mana Vault, Mana Crypt, and then 1, 2, 3, only 3 Mana Dorks. I can easily just go to 13 lands. 14. Yeah, let's go 13 lands. Okay. So that's pretty good. Yeah, that seems like an appropriate amount, I think. All right, so now I just need like 4 cuts. Okay, so Scythecat Cub, I think we can cut. We just don't have that many actual lands. So, and same thing with Bristly Bill. Like, they're good, they're fine cards, but I don't think that's really this deck's game plan necessarily. Okay, so I just need a couple more cuts. Probably some non-creatures. Are we actually doing the Memory Jar thing? I feel like I don't understand this card enough on the whole. So, right, you play it, and then on the next turn you reload your hand, and then you can kind of go off. I guess it's nice to have that with Channel, I suppose. Do we need that necessarily? I don't think so. Oh, I'm just going to cut Nissa. I'm just going to cut all like the land drop things. Okay. Last cut. Lava Spur Boots is interesting. We can haste out Vaultborn Tyrant and Primetime, I suppose. Do you really like need to do that? It wouldn't hurt. The more I think about it, the more I think Memory Jar might actually just be okay as a way to reload, because we don't really have card advantage necessarily. I could just cut. Nah, Scrapshooter is fine. What could I cut? I could also play 12 lands. That seems a little ambitious. So we have like, what, 12, 13? We would have 12, 13, 14. I don't like that. I think we need to have 13 lands. Okay, well, what are we cutting? Lava Spur Boots or Memory Jar are kind of my 2 that I'm thinking of. I guess the Endstone could be a nice source of card advantage, and then I don't need Memory Jar. All right, you can people can yell at me and be like, "You're dumb." I don't care. It's fine. This deck looks great. See you for the matches. All right, we're playing against G4N, and we're on the draw. This hand is really funny. This hand is very funny. So there's no forest. And this Gaia's Cradle is very, very suspect. So we have to play a tap land, then an Elvish Mystic, then Gaia's Cradle, and then we have 3 mana. And then we can, like, we can't even channel. Oh, man. Oh, it's like so risky. Volborn Tyrant's in our hand. I'd rather it be in the deck for the natural order. This hand is so close. Like, if this Gaia's Cradle was a forest, I would be way, way, way higher on it. Or like if any of these cards was a forest, then it'd be like a snap keep. Now it is so close. Are we living a little bit, or are we cowards? I think I'm a coward. I think I'm gonna try to do better. Oh yeah. This is so much better. All right, very glad I mulliganed. That was good. I'm just gonna go Mana Vault on 1 and then like Rumble into Chariot. Yeah, this is gonna be good. And then I can follow with like a Formidable Speaker. Yeah. That other hand was very tempting, but I don't think we need to do that. All right, Mana Vault. Nice. It resolves. Okay, opponent will just Island Go, so it could be anything. Blue Black. Psychic Frog. That is strong. A very strong card. Very scary to see on turn 2. But should be fine. I have a lot of options here. Ooh, Noble Hierarch. Okay, what can I do? So, land drop. All right. So what I could do is Sowing Mycospawn for Gaia's Cradle. I could go Noble Hierarch, Sowing Mycospawn for Gaia's Cradle, Malevolent Rumble. So that's an option. I could also just go like Noble Hierarch, Esika's Chariot, or I could go Malevolent Rumble, Esika's Chariot. Yeah, never mind. I do like the idea of going Sowing Mycospawn into Gaia's Cradle, because I think that sets me up great for future turns, because this Mana Vault is basically going to be out of commission. There's also like Formidable Speaker. I don't know necessarily what I would grab in this particular moment, so I don't think that's the move. Yeah, let's go for the Sowing Mycospawn. Another option is I could wait and try to kick this. I think that might be just a little greedy. I don't think it really matters too much. Let's hope this resolves. Plus, it really doesn't matter if the body resolves. I really just care about this. Okay, nice. Now we go Noble Hierarch into Malevolent Rumble. That was a good start. I think I just take the Lava Spur Boots. Let's see, over 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I'll take Lava Spur Boots here. Most upside. I could play it. I don't really need to play it necessarily. I'll wait. Plus, the spawn gives me more mana with the Gaia's Cradle. So, yeah, I think I'm gonna wait. The Formidable Speaker can grab a lot. It can grab Voltborn Tyrant. I might be able to play that. We'll see. Anyway, so opponent's got some stuff going on here. Frantic Search. All right. No crazy combos with Frantic Search. No like funky lands to untap or whatever. So this could just be a dig to try to stop my nonsense. Next turn, let's try and map this out. We're gonna have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. So I could start with like 1, 2, 3 Formidable Speaker, discard whatever I draw, and get like Voltborn Tyrant. Then I have 4, 5. We'll see. We'll see. I think it depends what we draw. It depends what the opponent does. I could also get Badgermole Cub with Formidable Speaker and just make an absurd amount of mana. I don't know if that's necessarily what I want to do. Very interesting. All right, opponent is not giving me a choice. I am not blocking this frog. They ditched a flash? What else do they have? Okay, so they're doing some nonsense. Okay. Problem is, I fear my opponent has some counter magic. Bitter Triumph, my Sowing Mycospawn is like completely fine. Not even a problem in the slightest. Soul Ring. Okay, opponent's ramping. Opponent is ramping. But yeah, that didn't That wasn't that crazy at all. I am not... Oh, God. Why did I do that? No, I did not mean to do that, obviously. Okay, well, that's okay. Let's just play Elvish Mystic. We're just going to set up really good for next turn. I don't know why I did that. I was like, I'm not going to untap, and then I just clicked it. Ugh. All right, whatever. I'm just going to pass. Next turn, we have an absurd amount of mana, which is good. We have like, what? Right now, currently, we have like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 mana. So I could easily get like, I can get a Crater Hoof here, I think. I'm just going to take this. A little risky. It'll be fine. No worries. Yeah, I could get Crater Hoof here and just win, I think. Sneak attack. Okay, that's a little scary. Okay, so because there's a sneak attack, I might want to just... All right, we'll see. Get... Oh, it's just natural order now. We're just natural ordering. Okay. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, super fun. Super exciting stuff. All right. Yeah, that makes things a lot easier. All right, is there any way we can make it like even more broken? So we have 1, 2, 3. Let's just make a ton of mana with Esika's Chariot and Gaia's Cradle. So let's tap the Mana Vault. Let's play out the Esika's Chariot. Yeah. See if this resolves. Okay. Let's crew, just make more mana. So now we have 6. I guess I'll play out the Lava Spur Boots. I kind of want all these creatures to be untapped for maximum natural order shenanigans. Or for maximum damage, really. All right, I'm going to sack one of these cats. And then I'm just going to grab Crater Hoof. Yeah. It's pretty good stuff. Okay, trigger. Yep. All right, we're going to haste out the Esika's Chariot. And we're just going to deal an absolutely obscene amount of damage to our opponent. Yeah, the natural order made this a lot easier. Okay, not exactly the most clean play of my life. A little sloppy, but it's fine. It doesn't matter. Okay. Why is Birds of Paradise in the sideboard? What am I doing? Oh my god. Jared, what are you doing, man? Like, get your head in the game. All right, obviously should be playing the birds. What do I cut? Do I just cut a land for it? 12 lands. We also have the... Yeah. God. Oh my goodness. All right, I'll make that change before the next round for sure. I think it's actually fine. We have the 4 mana dorks. We have the 2 mana rocks. We have the Once Upon a Time. I actually don't think it's completely absurd. Okay. Wow, we have all of our payoffs and none of our enablers here in this hand. We have 2 lands and a Keen-Eye Curator. I don't think that's good enough, though. So I'm going to mull. We have way more explosive hands. Yeah, this is a pretty explosive one. Put back a land. We're going to go land, Mana Crypt, Sylvan Caryatid. And then next turn, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can't kick a Sowing Mica Spawn. That's like my dream. Ooh, birds. Nice. All right. Mana Crypt. And you know what? Even if they counter this Mana Crypt, it's not actually the end of the world. Oh, okay, nice. Okay, Sylvan Caryatid. Okay, cool. All right. I think I'm going to try to greed a little bit and get this Sowing Mica Spawn kicked. I think that'll really hinder my opponent. Turn 2 Psychic Frog, though, is not great. Okay, won the flip. Ooh, Formidable Speaker. I could just get Badgermole Cub. That seems pretty good, to be honest. Okay, how do I want to do this? Let's play land. Let's see, we have 2, 3, 4, 5 mana available to us. could just go Formidable Speaker, grab Badgermole Cub, and play it for maximum like mana. But then I'm not really doing anything with all of that mana. I mean, I'm kicking a Sowing Mycospawn and making even more mana. And then the Formidable Speaker can tap and untap the Gaia's Cradle. Yeah, I mean, that's tempting. I don't have to do that. I could also, again, I could forego the... I could just forego the kicked mode on this. Go Sowing Mycospawn, get the, what's it called? The Gaia's Cradle, and then play a Mana Dork, have 3 mana available, then play Formidable Speaker and grab like a monster. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna not be as greedy. Okay, so we're gonna go Sowing Mycospawn. We're gonna grab Gaia's Cradle. Okay, nice. Does this resolve? Okay, we're gonna play a Birds of Paradise. And then we're gonna Formidable Speaker. Hopefully this resolves. Nice. All right, Formidable Speaker. We're gonna discard this, and okay. So now the question, right, of like which fatty do I grab? I can cast Crater Hoof 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and that would just win on the spot. But if opponent has an answer for, if they have a counterspell, they have a counterspell. There's a Vaultborn Tyrant which can draw more cards. Very interesting. I'm just gonna get it. I mean, look, this is a win next turn, and a counterspell is going to cook me the same amount no matter what I grab. What am I gonna grab? Surak, so it can't be countered. I mean, but then like, what impact does that have on the game, right? Yeah, I just don't think that is necessary. So yeah, I'm just gonna, if my opponent has, okay, Thoughtseize, look, it was gonna happen anyway. It was gonna happen anyway. So that's fine. I still have great top decks. My opponent did just bin an Atraxa and reanimated Atraxa. That's pretty scary. All right, so there's some kind of, yeah, Reanimator deck and Flash I saw earlier, so World Spine Worm makes sense. Pyrokinesis, uh-oh. Yeah, I think it might just be game over. They're going to kill Birds and Mycospawn, I guess. I guess it's not terrible. I still have good top decks. But yeah, Atraxa is going to make things really challenging. Okay, they do not grab... Oh, I see. They're going to Vamp Tutor for Flash. Okay, I could see it. Okay, they're going to make it fly. I think my opponent already has so many cards. I'm just going to take it. I'd rather have all the mana in the world for great top decks. Okay. Okay, need a good top deck here. Tireless Provisioner is not very epic. I will play it though. Alright, I have 1 billion mana, not much to do with it. I really need to find something good here. What is my best draw? Vaultborn Tyrant, perhaps? Let's see, my opponent has how many cards? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm just going to take this. So next turn, I'm forced to block with the Birds of Paradise if it doesn't die. Okay, big draw. This Mana Crypt is going to kill me too. Yeah, Mana Vault. Yeah, not exactly the card I was looking for. I guess this is definitely a situation where the... what's it called would be good, the memory jar, because yeah, now we're just here. We have a ton of mana, nothing to do with it. Opponent having the Thoughtseize was rough. Oh, sneak attack. Yeah, I'll scoop it up there. They're gonna sneak in the World Spine Worm. Okay, rough beats. It's okay. We'll settle this in game 3. So I mean, there is Terra Sunder for the sneak attack, but I imagine my opponent's just going to try to sneak attack with, all at once. So the Terra Sunder's not going to work. Sin is, it's only I can't play it naturally. I can only, natural order into it. That doesn't seem great. Yeah, I think we're missing some amount of chunkiness. Could just put in the memory jar, just put it in there. Maybe that is the move. What did I cut? Figure of Fable? Figure of Fable's fine. Yeah, I could just cut that. Tireless Provisioner is fine. Actually, no, Tireless Provisioner is not fine. We barely have any lands. Yeah, you know what? Okay, we're gonna make these changes for the next match. I think this is the proper assortment of cards for my particular deck. I am so weak to a Pyrokinesis. It's not even funny. His hand has the ramp. All right, I'm going to risk it. This hand can easily fall apart. At least it's somewhat Thoughtseize proof. So I have 2 Mana Dorks. I have 2 Chonkers. So I think I'll be okay. Question mark. We'll see what happens. All right. Let's start with Badgermole Cub. Actually, if I start with Fanatic, then on the next turn I can go Badgermole Cub, potentially draw a land, and then play 4 drop. I can play Scrap Shooter to turn on Fanatic of Ronas. It's the same thing either way, and then this dies to less stuff. The second land drop is not guaranteed. So my ideal draw is, well, I mean, I guess Gaia's Cradle, technically, but really just untapped land. And then I can go Scrap Shooter, Fanatic. Oh, Once Upon a Time. Yeah, I should probably do that now. Just trying to think what's more likely. I could go Badgermole Cub. With it on the stack, they can sack the Fanatic. It's probably safer to try to Once Upon a Time now for a land, rather than try to play the Badgermole Cub and get that going. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. Once Upon a Time. Hopefully it doesn't get countered. Nice. There's the Gaia's Cradle. Excellent. Yeah, let's just grab it. Okay. Gaia's Cradle into Badgermole Cub. And then I will put that here. All right. I am set up. I am absolutely set up. Now, as long as my opponent doesn't do anything stupid, I have a ridiculous, obscene amount of mana. Kind of. 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I can go Prime Time, get 2 lands, then tap this for 4, and then play Golos? Or not Golos, but oh wow, there's Natural Order. Okay. So I think the problem with Natural Order right now, yeah, I could go Prime Time and then Natural Order, but that doesn't feel super great, right? Because what would I Natural Order for? Vaultborn Tyrant? That is a good value play. I also need to not die. Okay, I think we're just going to go for Prime Time. Huge if this works. Could be a counterspell here. I didn't really see many counterspells from my opponent. I think it's really just we both do our own thing, and then whoever wins, wins. Okay, I have access to 4 mana. Okay, I'll just grab Utility Land and Forest. Okay, I could Natural Order right now. Is that... It's not lethal, right? I would do this. It would be plus 1, 2, 3. It would be plus 2, 3, 4. So that'd be 9 plus 6 is 15. So yeah, not enough to kill. Oh, I can add. Oh, right. I can add 5. Huh. I forgot about that. All right, the Badgermole Cub does add me additional green. So let's see. I could just play either Golos or these guys. Let's go with the Golos, I think, versus the Keen-Eyed Curator and Scrap Shooter. Right? Yeah, I think so. Let's just go Golos here. Look, we're set up to win next turn for sure. Okay, take action. All right. So opponent needs to win the game now. Should I attack? I don't even know. Flash something in. I don't think I attack. Like, if they go Flash Worldspine Worm, yeah, okay. Vamp Tutor. All right. Well, let's just... Does my opponent have a board wipe? Board wipe would be, like, insanely bad. Flash. Okay. What's the worst they could flash? That is so weak. That is so weak. Okay. All right. I mean, if you have it, you have it, I suppose. I could just play out a bunch of stuff. We have how much mana? Like 1 billion. So, yeah, let's tap this for 5. Go Keen-Eyed Curator, I guess, just in case. And then we'll go this. And then we'll go Natural Order. Pitch the Fanatic. Get Crater Hoof. Play this. Yeah. All right. We got there. Yeah. The Flash Worldspine Worm. Definitely not great against insane amounts of mana dorks and a Crater Hoof Behemoth. Someone in the comments, do the math. What life total would my opponent be at, assuming they block 15 of this damage? All right. Excellent. All right. On to the next. All right. We're playing against Actually. And don't worry. I made the proper changes. Oh, this hand looks fine. No 1-drop, but this hand can easily be broken with like a lot of draws. Turn 1 Urza Saga from the opponent. That's scary. And a Mox. Oh boy. Okay. All right. Opponent is doing stuff for sure. All right. The Ether Spellbomb's a little annoying. It can bounce my stuff. All right. I just have to go land go, but it's fine. I go Fanatic of Ronas next turn, and then they might bounce it. But even if they bounce it, I just play Surak. Seems fine to me. Okay. Let's go for Fanatic. Again, look, they're either bouncing it or they're making a construct. I guess they can make the construct and then bounce, but, you know. Okay. Opponent just has, like, a ton of artifacts, which is annoying. I'm going to get smacked around for a lot, which kind of sucks. I wish the Vaultborn Tyrant was in my deck so I could natural order for it, because right now, not loving my situation. I'm just getting smacked for 6. Opponent had a really strong start. Double Mox too is crazy. Oh, channel. Interesting. I could just channel into a Vaultborn Tyrant. The problem with that is, well, hold on. What can we do here? This triggers whenever a creature with power 4 or greater enters. It's always Gaia's Cradle. So I could play Surak and then natural order, but the problem is my only other natural order target is Crater Hoof. That's not what I want to be doing at the moment. Let's play Surak. Okay. So now I could channel into Vaultborn Tyrant. I think that's probably just my best move. So we'll play this. I gain some life back, which is good. All right. So yeah, no other life payment here. I think I can die. Whoa. Wait. Opponent didn't want to bounce? Huh. Okay. Let's see. When this dies, make a token. So yeah, I think what I'm just gonna do, well, yeah, I think opponent just gave me the win. That's crazy. All right, I'm just gonna Vaultborn Tyrant block here only. A little weird. I could double block, and this opponent doesn't seem very good, so I think they would just kill the Vaultborn Tyrant anyway. But really, what they're supposed to do, if I were to double block, is just kill the Surak, I guess, because the Vaultborn Tyrant just gives me that value back. Yeah. Anyway, I'm just gonna do that. So I go to 5, but then this is going to come back. I'm going to draw a card. Prime time. Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm going to say opponent draws a card. They have some nasty... If they have like a giant artifact and I just die, that would be so sad. Okay. So let's play this. I have enough mana. Let's do this. And then... Natural order, sack this, get Crater Hoof, boom. Opponent just gave me the win. Why would you do that? Why would you tap out of your blue? That's crazy. And like, you can force a block. Why'd you play Palantir? All right, anyway. Terra Sunder obviously comes in. That's kind of it. As far as artifact and enchantment hate goes, I have Scrapshooter in the main, so that's pretty good. What can I cut? I could cut like Figure of Fable, I guess. Sure. All right. Let's get back to it. All right. So this hand looks. I mean, it's got Mana Dorks and a Prime Time. And it's got Gaia's Cradle in the opening hand, right? I can't really complain. Drawing another land though in my 12 land deck, not exactly ideal, but that's okay. I'm very likely to draw a lot of gas. Okay, there's a Spell Bomb. Are you gonna bounce it now? Yeah you are. All right, okay, that's fine. We'll just play this and carry added. Okay, hexproof, so you can't deal with it. All right, need my opponent to not do super crazy stuff, and I should be fine. Palantir. Yeah, that's kind of annoying. Okay, 2 top. All right, I'm going to lose life. Okay, yeah, it took 6. That's kind of a lot. All right, there's a Sowing Mica spawn. That is good. So we'll go Gaia's Cradle. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So Birds of Paradise. We're just going to ramp. We're just ramping. Only can get a forest. Okay. I think my opponent's deck's mana value is high enough. I don't think I can take damage anymore. That is an Elspeth. That is scary. I can kind of pressure it. Whoa. They're just going to kill that? Sure. Okay, I think I just have to have them draw cards now, unfortunately. Otherwise, I could kind of easily lose. Whoa! Whoa, insane draw with the Lava Spur Boots. Do I have enough mana to do it all? Okay, land. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh my god, I have the perfect amount of mana. That's crazy. So 1, 2. We could play around days too. 3, 4, 5, 6. Because this can now tap for 3. Yep. Take action. Grab a couple lands. Lava Spur Boots. Haste it out. Really nice. And now it's just so unlikely that we will whiff from our deck. We literally only have 1 more land in the deck. And the rest of our deck is gas. Or Mana Dorks. So I guess that's not necessarily true. All right. Opponent's got a lot of mana and a few cards in hand. They can easily come back, but yeah, Lava Spur Boots was just an insane draw. Okay, passing the turn is a little sketchy. I once again, I can't afford them to mill 3 cards. Yeah, you can draw a card. It's fine. Okay, Rumble is crazy. Let's just go for that. If I find Crater Hoof, we win. There's a Memory Jar. Could do that. Could also just go Nissa and then just apply a lot of pressure. I don't know what my opponent has. They're like passing the turn. Very strange. How much mana do I have? I have 5, so 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can't like do Memory Jar and find Crater Hoof. It's very interesting. It's probably just supposed to be Nissa, I think. Memory Jar goes kind of hard. I'm just gonna get Nissa. All right, we'll do this. Play land, untap. We're really close to being able to Shifting Woodland something too. I don't really have. I guess I do have an instant in the deck. All right, we're gonna untap. I don't know, just this forest, and then we're gonna attempt to attack for 10. Okay, working so far. Get the last land out of the deck. Yeah, I guess it's really hard for me to turn on Delirium, but we do have a couple of instants in the deck, and if Nissa somehow dies, that's Delirium. So, yeah. All right, what do you have, opponent? Wan Shi Tong X is 4. All right, that's pretty good. So you get to eat the forest, which is totally fine. Okay. Notably, Shifting Woodland is turned on. So, oh my god, I can turn this into a Memory Jar. Whoa. Oh, that's so cool, actually. That's going to be awesome for next turn. And we just have so much mana, right? Yeah, this is great. Yeah, like, I don't care. Nissa can die. I should probably block. Just in case they have like a, I don't know, burn spell. Unlikely, but possible. Okay. Yeah, that's going to be just an insane turn. Okay, Batter Skull. Okay, you got it. And Retrofitter. Sure. Okay, I don't think any of this matters, to be honest. All right. Obviously, we're going to make them draw a card because I would probably die. Okay, and this becomes until end of turn. When does this trigger? At the beginning of the... Sacrifice this artifact, each player exiles and draws 7. At the beginning of the next end step. Yeah, so I just do it now, I think. Right? And then I have all the mana in the world for my 7 cards in hand. Yeah, that seems great. Okay, so let's turn this into a Memory Jar and then crack it immediately. So we get 7 cards. Okay, there's Natural Order, so we should be fine. All right, and then I don't need a Once Upon a Time here. I'd rather just wait. Yeah, it's fine. It doesn't matter. We already have the win. Okay, so let's just make sure we do all the things. All right, let's go. Badgermole Cub. Target this land. We just have so much mana. Go Llanowar Elves. We just got to have the biggest Crater Hoof of all time. And then if Natural Order fails, we can still have like a backup plan, which is really nice. All right, might as well play Mana Vault, I guess. Like, I'm just going to do everything. Like, my goal is to expel my entire hand in case something goes wrong, right? All right, so we'll just do this. Scrap Shooter. Gift them a card. We'll blow up the Palantir. I think, just in case. I mean, my opponent's very dead, but again, you can't be too cautious. All right, Fanatic of Ronos. Okay, we'll attempt to go for Formidable Speaker here. Okay, discard Once Upon a Time, grab Crater Hoof. Yeah, they can draw, it doesn't matter. Okay, do this. All right, and they're just gonna scoop it up. That was such a sweet turn. All right, Memory Jar, 100%. Am sold. All right, on to the finals. All right, here we are for the finals against Relentless as Rats. Let's go ahead and go first. Yeah, sounds great. Fantastic. Okay, start with the Mana Dork. If they kill the Mana Dork, things get a little bad, but you know, might not happen. Oh, look at that, it didn't happen. All right, this is really good stuff. So we can get to go Gaia's Cradle, we get to go Noble Hierarch, we get to go Formidable Speaker. So do I even need to discard? I don't even what am I looking for, right? Because I'm probably just going to go for the, let's see, how much mana do I have? I have 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. So I guess I could just get Prime Time in case something goes wrong. I like that plan. Sure. We'll get Prime Time. Yeah, that makes sense. So now we just have this backup plan in case something goes wrong, I guess. But really, we're just going to go for a big Crater Hoof, I think. And I didn't do the math. Is that lethal? Okay, Swords. You got it. Okay, what do we want to do now? So, 2, 3, 4. I can natural order for the Crater Hoof, but that's not good enough. 8 plus 4, not lethal. Yeah, I think I'm just going to slam a Nissa here. So go Nissa, and then we'll untap the... We can't actually play anything. We're just going to do the Forest, smack him for 3. 4, actually, with the Noble Hierarch. Forgot about that. Okay, we should be set up... Okay, well, opponent's just going to scoop it up. Apparently, my start was just a little too strong, and maybe they just stumbled on lands. But I can definitely see opponent's deck. They seem to be Mardu removal pile, maybe. I could see that being a bit of a problem. I don't think I'm going to make any changes necessarily, but I can definitely see a world where we keep a one-lander or something with a few Mana Dorks, and then they just kill them, and then we're sad. But I don't know. I feel like we are fine here. We might just be going a little too big, a little too fast for the opponent to keep up. Okay, this hand, it's got the Figure and a Lava Spur Boots. It just doesn't have any way to bridge into Nissa and Prime Time. So the hand seems okay, but I think we are capable of so much better. I think this is better. I think Malevolent Rumble goes along with our game plan a little bit more. There's a few too many lands. If one of these lands was a Mana Dork, that would be ideal. But that's totally fine. Wow, another land in my 12-land deck after I put a land on the bottom? Interesting. Okay. No need to run into Wasteland. I'm just going to keep playing my basics. Let's see if this Rumble resolves. Okay. What do I want? Don't want Memory Jar. Not right now. Sylvan Caryatid is okay. Surak is actually fine, I think, because we already have a lot of lands. So I'm going to naturally just be able to cast Primetime, I think. The Surak is going to be nice. Not that my opponent's running counter spells, but it makes it so if my opponent reacts to my or tries to kill my stuff, I get to draw more cards, which I think is going to be important in this matchup. Also, I just randomly hit Delirium, which is cool. All right, they went for the stomp on the guy, which is fine because I can sack in response and then they lose it. I do lose a mana, which is a little annoying. Yeah, that was kind of nice, hitting Delirium. Could come in handy later. Don't need to play it out right now. I'm just going to stick with the basic forest to play around Wasteland. Luris. Okay. Luris is interesting. Currently nothing to grab. I could go Formidable Speaker instead, so that way they can't attack into this. What am I grabbing with Formidable Speaker? I could grab a, like, I could grab a Badgermole Cub. What would I discard? Voltborn Tyrant? Scrap Shooter? I could also just play Scrap Shooter. They can gain life. It's fine. My game plan inevitably is just to, like, kill them with so much damage that it doesn't matter. So I think I'd rather just naturally draw cards. Naturally draw lands. Ooh, Flage. Okay. I got punished. At least I draw a card. Okay, that I can probably pitch. I don't think that's going to be great here. How many cards do they have? 5 cards. So they can escape this Flage. Gaia's Cradle is a pretty good draw, actually. So, how do I want to do this? What's our goal here? I don't have a... Oh, I can grab... What's it called? I can grab the Keen-Eyed Curator, but it's not great. I don't like that this Flage is going to get escaped. Maybe I just play a bunch of stuff and with a Gaia's Cradle, and then we just hope that's good enough. And then I play, like, Primetime next turn, I guess. Like, I guess I don't need Scrap Shooter. I can grab something else. I guess I'll grab the Keen-Eyed Curator here. Or either that or Badgermole. Nah, let's grab the Keen-Eyed Curator. So now they need, like, a fetch land, or they need to put something in the graveyard. All right, we'll play out Figure of Fable. Okay, next turn we can make 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana and just play Primetime, which is fine. Yeah. So if opponent attacks, I don't block. Yeah, because I don't want them to escape this Flage. So totally fine with me. Because, yeah, if they escape Flage, it's a bit of a problem. I mean, I have, like, Primetime, but yeah. No. We're not doing that. Next turn, I think I just don't mess around. I believe I just put out the Keen-Eyed Curator. Oh, wait. I can do everything, right? Because I have the Gaia's Cradle, and I can just untap it with the Formidable Speaker. Yeah. Okay. We're fine here, I think. We are now no longer as fine, but it's okay. It's okay. Not a problem. So, Mokti's annoying, but again, I should be okay. I'll play this out now. All right, let's go for Keen-Eyed Curator. We have 2, 3, 4 mana to spare. Let's immediately eat Flage. With 3 mana, yeah. So I can't activate this. So let's just eat 2 more things. What if I eat 3 more things? What do they have? Instant creature land. I could eat one of my own things as well, but then that turns off my Delirium. So I'm just going to do this. I'm going to make this a 2/3, and then I'm going to eat swords, and I'm going to eat the Bonecrusher Giant. Okay, no attacks. I think I'm just going to plan on blocking Luris. Probably. I guess I don't have to. It's an interesting situation. Okay, they're going to crack the clue to draw. Yeah. I mean, the Figure of Fable can just grow. Okay, they're just not attacking. All right. If I block Thraven Inspector, they just get it back with Luris. I'm just not going to block. I don't care. Again, I think I'm just doing bigger and better things than what my opponent is doing. Oh, Wasteland Gaia's Cradle? Okay. Well, that's kind of rough. Whoa, Mana Vault was an insane draw. No, it's not an insane draw with the Mokti. Jeez. Mokti's so good. Mokti's such a good card. All right. Let's go for land. Shoot. How do we do this? So right now we have, I guess I can eat a land, and then I can make this into a 4/5. Let's make this into a 4/5. I'm just going to turn this on and start smacking. So we'll eat Wasteland. And unfortunately, I'm going to have to turn off my own Delirium. The Memory Jar play could be cool, but it might... I'm just going to have to forego it for a little bit. All right, let's go for Rumble. Yeah, we just need to turn on the Keen-Eyed Curator. We need to start applying pressure. I could attack with both. But then they just attack me back for 3, 4, 5, 6. They're going to attack me for 3 again. Yeah, for the time being, I think we're just going to get in there with the Keen-Eyed Curator. Yeah, let's do that. We need to just start applying some pressure. Don't tell me you have removal. Okay, nice. Okay, great. And if I draw a land, I'm just going to like level up figure, and then I'm attacking for like 7 every turn. Yep. Opponent's doing the same thing, which is totally fine. No blocks. Still taking a bunch of damage, which is not good. Right now my clock is not as fast. Okay, that's huge. All right, I'm just going to do it immediately. No removal, please. 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to be risky and attack with both. Right? Because if they go to 14, attack for 14, they go to 6. Yeah. A little risky. If they flash something in or they have a lightning bolt, I just die. But hopefully that's not the case. Their Flage is gone. They're just cycling. Now we have a pretty much almost guaranteed kill. Okay. You have a lightning bolt. Don't do it. Burst lightning for kicked. Damn. Well, yeah. I guess that was just going to happen. Yeah, if I had attacked with just the figure, could have left back this, they would have been at 14. I could see an argument. Okay. All right, Mokti is really, really good against me. I mean, the fact that I drew the Mana Vault and I just couldn't really do that was a bit frustrating. Okay. Anything different I want to do for this final game? Not particularly. I think I'm just going to do what my deck's going to do, what my deck does best. Ramp into Absurdity and win somehow. All right, this hand looks amazing. Let's keep. Start with a Noble Hierarch, and then next turn we get to go like, we're just going to play everything. And they swords. That's fine. Not a big deal. Okay, let's go with the Sylvan Caryatid to be a little bit safer here. Then next turn, Robber. Sure, you got it. Okay, Lava Spur Boots is good. All right, let's go land. So I think I just try to go a little bit. I could play Essica's Chariot here, but I'm going to go for a little bit of greed. Oh, wait, no. I get to do everything. What am I talking about? Yeah, play Badgermole Cub. Animate. Play Essica's Chariot. Never mind. There is no risk. I just get to do it all. Pass. Badgermole Cub is just so messed up. What a ridiculous card. And now I don't have anything super great in my hand, but I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana available to me. So if I just like rip a Prime Time, that's so good for me. Flage is going to kill Badger Mole. That is like completely acceptable. Okay. Can't attack. Gaia's Cradle. I mean, yeah, sure. It's not like great, but it's fine. It's cool. Play this. They have board wipes. I don't know. I guess what I can do is get in a little extra damage. It's marginal, but we get to go Lava Spur Boots. We get to equip here. Why would it tap like that? Well, never mind. Now it... Stupid arena. I wanted to tap like the Gaia's Cradle so I can use this and a cat to crew, and then I could attack with a second cat. But arena is just not going to be cool like that today. That hopefully doesn't matter. A little frustrating, but it's chill. They block. That's scary. They have balance. Oh boy. All right. Good luck, I guess. Don't board wipe me. Oh no. That was way too fast of a block. Wrath of God. Fiery Confluence. Yeah, that was probably the worst thing that could have possibly happened. No! Ah! Oh, it's so sad. It's so sad. Now it's hasty. Okay. Oh, that was so bad. Oh boy. Now they're gonna escape Flage. Staff. Yeah. All right. Well, that's what I get. Okay. Wait. Hold on. Fanatic of Ronos. We're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. I'm just gonna do this. This already has hexproof. I don't need to do other things. 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Can almost cast a Crater Hoof. I guess I can attack. I'm not casting anything. Okay. Pass. Alright, so they're probably going to escape the Flage. They're going to draw a card. The problem is, like, a Crater Hoof doesn't even do that much right now. I really need to draw, like, a Vaultborn Tyrant, I think. That would be pretty good. It's probably among my better draws. I could also have a... What's it called? Nissa? Because then I could go, like, Nissa, equip to the 3/3, and then I have 4 mana available to me. Which is cool. Yeah, they can escape this Flage, which is rough. They just go after me. Parallax Wave. Okay. Yeah. That's also very good. That was among my better draws. That was really good. I mean, yes, Parallax Wave still gets me, but yeah. I mean, we're gonna do it, right? Wait, cancel. Cancel. Let's use the Gaia's Cradle. Okay. Sack this. Go get Vaultborn Tyrant. Yeah, better than Primetime, I think. Do I have Delirium? Does that matter? Yeah, not really. No, that doesn't matter. Let's get Vaultborn Tyrant. We just need to draw cards. They're going to eat it with Parallax Wave, which is like completely reasonable and fine. Okay, yeah, that's cool. We're going to force them to do it. They have to. Yeah, they can't let me do this. Okay. Yeah, I mean, we're in a little bit of a rough spot, but I think we have a real shot here. Unless they have some kind of combo with the Parallax Wave. Like, if they flash in a Containment Priest, I, like, instantly lose the game. But, yeah. Oh my god, Ocelot Pride. Okay, that is a lot of stuff going on. I have to wait 3 turns. Jeez. Mana Vault. Okay. Hey, not bad. Not bad at all. I'll play. Do I need to play the Nissa? They just eat it with Parallax Wave, but I think I'm okay with that. And it's just a distraction, really. I think we do that. Three counters on this forest. We can use Parallax Wave. Do this. I think the problem... never mind. That was bad. Because the problem now is they just flage it. Yeah, that was dumb. That was not a good move. I just expected the Parallax Wave to just happen. It's nice to get the Nissa down. Not really. Basically, Nissa's just going to gain me some life. Yeah. Okay. Not my greatest move of all time. FOMO, sure. Okay. Oh man, if this Parallax Wave was like one turn sooner, it would be pretty good. I'm just taking way too much damage. Taking way too much damage, opponent's making way too much stuff. I think I need to... No, I can't even... I don't think there's anything in my deck anymore, unfortunately. Yeah. Okay. Unfortunate. So we had a pretty good run. Maybe I went a little bit overboard with the mana dorks in this particular game. But... And then I got blown out by... Where did it go? Yeah, Fiery Confluence. But that's okay. You know, I guess that is definitely a weakness of this type of strategy, is you go all in, and if you get board wiped, you're pretty much screwed. So maybe I could have played this game a little bit differently, but hey, you know what? That's how it goes. Deck was really, really cool, though. Really wanted the trophy, and I thought we were going to get it, but that is totally fine. Totally fine. Not usually. I don't usually play mono green, but it's always fun when that comes together. Let's take another look at the deck. I mean, this deck kind of had it all. It had a nice little land count. It had Mana Crypt. It had Mana Vault. It had like 4 Mana Dorks. Wait, where'd it go? Yeah, this. Had 4 Mana Dorks. It had Channel, which you could use for Golos or Memory Jar. We never drew Endstone, actually. That would have been cool. We had really good natural order targets in Primetime, Vaultborn Tyrant, and Craterhoof Behemoth. We killed a lot of people with Craterhoof Behemoth today. That was a lot of fun. And then you had good utility creatures and mid-rangey cards like Esseka's Chariot, Scrap Shooter, Surak. And Formidable Speaker was really good too, just to try to tutor up whatever you needed for it in a given situation. But yeah, I think we could have definitely had the trophy with this one, but yeah, deck was sweet. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to see more, like, comment, subscribe, do all the YouTube things, and all of that good stuff. All right, thank you.